Peter fire up with.
Ready? All right, it is 5:30. We're coming to you live from the Village Hall on Wednesday, June 10th at 5:30. Brandon Crone, I'm gonna call the Public Works Committee to order. May 13th, Public Works minutes. So we got a chance to look over the May 13th minutes. If we don't have anything on that we'd like to change or anything that's out of order, I would entertain a motion.
Motion to accept the May 13th minutes as submitted.
I'll second it.
First and second to accept the minutes as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed nay.
Aye.
Right. We'll accept the minutes. Next up, public comment on agenda items, 2 minutes per person, 14 minutes per topic. If you guys want to go now or at the agenda item, either or is fine.
Your call. Want to start?
Sure. My name is Brian Vanas. I'm from the local Summerside Boy Scout troop. I'm currently working on my Eagle Scout project. The project consists of putting benches in at the industrial frisbee golf course. We're looking at about 10 benches.
Perfect. And have you had any contact with our public works?
Yeah,
Already
I
parks? Are you working with anyone yet?
have Neil's signature for the all good to start building and
Okay,
continue with the project.
Bob, you good too? Are you aware of all this? So
Yeah, if you, any assistance you need from us, just let us know, so. Okay.
So what do you want, exactly want to do?
Do you have a picture?
I don't know if you guys have ever seen a Leopold bench before.
We used to build them.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at.
These are better than theirs.
Yeah, putting 10 of those in throughout the course and then anchoring them down somehow. So they can still be moved, but not walk, like go up and walk away with it type of move.
So, I'm gonna leave it up to Neil and you guys to work it out on where the locations are, as long as Neil's good. I'm sure it's someplace they don't have to weed whip around it or either way, whatever you guys come up with, I'm good with.
This part for Eagle Badge.
Yeah, for my Eagle Scout. Yep.
And I didn't hear what you said. Where are these going?
The industrial park.
This goes.
Okay. Okay.
Would he, as part of an Eagle Badge, I know that, you want to go through the whole process, would you want to present this also to the planning commission? What you're gonna do and, just sell them on it and what you're doing and.
So Bryant is running on a little bit of a time crunch here. This has to be done before he turns 18, which is in July. So we started off with Neil because he's the coordinator for parks and got the signature there. Bryant would be glad to come back and present it to the next one as long as we can continue to move forward.
Yeah, I think it's gonna jam up on.
Yeah, no, and so this came about, this came through Chris Duback and she kind of asked me about it. I kind of gave it some tacit approval at the beginning. And then it sounds like you went ahead and worked with Neil, which I love. That's great. I was for these benches from the beginning, but we've kind of are setting the standard here of stuff we're adding to the parks. We want to have at least the discussions. And then put it by the board. So I think this between bringing it up to the board and the parks and Neil being okay with it, I would consider that being approval. So with that being said, I mean, to follow through you're speaking more for follow through of the process and just learning how it goes.
Eagle Badge.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do all the research and study and all that, and which I'm sure he has.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
I don't think it's necessary for him to come to any more subsequent meetings though.
Okay.
No, I would say, go ahead.
Especially it's gonna jam you up otherwise.
Yeah,
And there is a signature at the very end. Once it's completed, Neil does have to go and review it and make sure that it was to the specs that Bryant actually had on the paperwork beforehand.
Mhm.
If it wasn't, they can make quick changes then.
Dave, do you wanna be part of that?
I don't think.
Okay, when you walk through with Neil and stuff like that, please include Dave in on the email and. Since you have experience in it or something like that, be a great opportunity for you guys to link up on that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Anything further, in regards to, public comment on agenda items? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't know if you guys are gonna engage us in the discussion or if you want us to state our opinions now.
Let's do, public comment now, and then we can address it as, hopefully we can address all of the things brought up in public comment. At time of the agenda, or at the time of the agenda item, and we'll move you guys up. That sounds good.
You want me to?
Yeah.
So Bob shared the plans with us the new plans with us. And we asked some follow-up questions, and at this point, with the information that we have, we're okay with work moving forward as designated in our yard. We have a couple other follow-up questions, as far as, any temporary fencing, like snow fencing that could be provided while the project's in place, just because we do have a fence for the purposes of our animals right now.
That's, I'm sorry, if that's was in the email that was sent, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also, just from the restoration piece of it, since sod will have to be put back down, just any credit that could be given on watering, that would have to be done. Because we've already done that once when the sod was established, so that was just another follow-up question that we had with the project, but as far as the project goes, and the work that would be done in our yard, we're fine with what was proposed from Bob.
Same,
We're here, okay.
yeah, I echo the same sentiments for my property.
Is there anyone else here from the?
No, I think we're the only two properties that are participating at this point.
The only question I have is the property south of Eric's used to be a rental property, and now my understanding is that has sold. So I don't know now if that will change what could be happening in that lot, because it was a rental home from Gateway, and now if that's owned by someone.
I believe it's sold because they were just over doing corrections.
Yeah, so that was the question that we had, because I think it sold within the last, yeah, within the last 30 days for sure.
Right.
So,
Check it out.
See if that adds a wrinkle to it. Okay, is there anyone else who has public comment on agenda items? If you would
Yeah,
comment now.
yeah, absolutely. I live over, hi Amanda, everybody. Hello.
Yeah.
Luca. We live over in the new Pine Vale development, on LaGrander there. And well, kind of two things that we had. One, I think it's on the agenda, is the stop sign, request for a stop sign. A three-way stop, kind of like we're the second house on the left. And, I mean, with all the construction and everything happening, plus I think even some residents and people that are just coming through, people are kind of like flying through there and very fun. There's no speed limit sign or anything. I mean, obviously, the one on the way and Luca here, there's kids all around, young kids all around where we live, and just, yeah, requesting to get a freeway stop at where the first intersection is gonna be, which is right near our house.
And then we have some general updates that I think,
Not has the agenda in front of me.
the other one you might want to chime in on is on the
The
pond.
pond, yep,
Yep.
and then that was the other one, yep, and the other one, so we, with our house being right there on the left. And our backyard is the pond, and I know that some work started last year, I don't think it got finished. And then they brought the pump back out, started to drain it, the pump is now gone, but now no work has been done on it since then, so it's just been sitting. I mean, there was actually a lot of wildlife too, that were ducks and other things that were using that, now they're gone, just because the ponds have all dried up. There's trees that are down back there that have been down since we moved in last October. it's, yeah, just getting muddy and kinda icky back there and definitely not what we signed up to.
Right.
Have in our backyard, so just looking for an update on that.
So the stop sign is Fox River Road and LaGranger.
I,
Is it the only one that you can turn on to go?
if you can't, I don't know what's gonna, yeah, the only one that will be the first right when you come up that hill. They haven't even poured the cement on it yet, but I mean, other options, you know, speed bump and all that, but all that I know we can't do with snow with, you know, plows and stuff, but it's just something to. People are just coming up that hill and just flying through.
There's two stub roads right now. And then there's one through a road. So is it the first one stub road? That's getting,
Yep, that's getting built. It'll be the first.
Okay.
Yep, that's what we.
thank you.
Yep, yeah, sorry.
So I
So,
put it in the wrong spot.
yes, no, thank you. Yes,
Okay. And we did put a time on that bond as well. Like,
yeah,
you gotta have things rectified and corrected with that pond, so. Part of the problem with that is you just don't see it. And somebody, I don't know if it was somebody related to you or but it was another, it might have been. Said, what's going on at the pond? I'm like, oh, yeah, the pond.
yeah,
So I did reach out to the engineers and said, we need to, so they were out there. They did do some exploratory to see what the soil conditions were, so it's moving forward.
oh,
And I
okay,
know it's gotta be, a little irritating, so
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
disagree. Yeah, it's one of those things that we just, we don't see it, so we're not like, hey,
right. Is the tree room, like the trees that are all down right there, is that part of
I
that?
did talk to the developer, he says we got some trees to clean up as well. So
Okay.
that's part of the
Okay.
encompassing things, so.
Okay,
Was he the one looking for some wood, firewood? It might have been a different
No.
neighbor.
no, we weren't asking for that.
Okay, he was, so your other neighbor might be helping out.
Okay, yeah, potentially, yeah, I guess
Okay.
there's a couple of us that have talked about it, so that's good to know. So it's in progress, he said that.
Yeah,
I mean, I
so-
assumed it was, because the pump was there, they drained it, then I think they're done with the pump, because they removed it.
Okay, yeah,
There's still some water, but, yeah,
Well, I'm gonna rein us back in a little bit here and then Chuck can also speak to that. I think that may be something on your general updates.
yeah, we can.
Speak to
Yeah.
that, but, perfect. Thank you everyone for public comment, and the interaction. Appreciate it. Then we're gonna move into, is anything else, public comment? Then we'll move into 4A.
Okay, good evening, everyone. So let's see, first on my updates, new and farm street and utility improvements. We did take the first step and kind of reach out to the DOT. Had a meeting with them, to figure out at what point or what type of, traffic and intersection improvements are gonna be needed at the kind of the gateway for Churchill Road for Newman Farms. And, at this point, they're not requiring a full traffic impact analysis, but they're requiring a pre-analysis, so to speak. So they can assess it and just kind of get a lot of the data to see where they want to go from here. So that's later on in the agenda, that item. But we need to determine this so we can get going because there's potential for breaking ground next year. So that needs to move forward. And then also related to that, we thought at the time of writing this that we would be coming forward with a proposal to do a design on a water booster station. Because starting one now, best case scenario, you're looking at getting that operational at the end of 2027. Things take time, especially a lot of the electronics and everything. The lead time is just absurd.
And that's as a result of the water pressure is gonna be low because the. height is
Yeah.
A little bit higher there.
Yeah, and it's just, but instead of tonight, we're asking you to just approve a portion of the design, the kind of a pre-study to cite the location of it. Just because of the relatively low pressures. We want to make sure that the DNR is on board with the site of it because of the we need the suction pressure to be at a certain amount, so those things.
And
And,
it's the longest lead time item is just dealing with the DNR.
well, there's controls, but then also dealing with that. We want to make sure we fully understand the scope of the project. You know, there might be a better location to put that booster station. You know, we need at a minimum like a 50 foot by 50 foot sort of footprint. You know, if we put it there, we still have relatively low pressures for some of those homes in the existing Pine Vale. You know, so if we could site it maybe somewhere lower than that, we could install their pressures as well. So that's part of some of the study and working with Bob here to figure out, you know, where is the best place for, you know, Public Works to take care of that, to maintain it and everything else. So,
Would it be worthwhile looking at future developments? Maybe putting a well in right away? You know, a well there?
No, we have pumping capacity, we just have pressure issue.
that's a pressure thing.
No, we're up in elevation, so
Right.
obviously it goes, so, but yeah.
And the same issue that we have up in the water slides division, also the water slides division.
Metals.
The meadows. The old water slides were, yeah.
But yeah.
they have low pressure up there as a result of that. too.
We're gonna be creating like a high pressure zone, essentially. And so, and then, you know, so
We
you,
have plenty of water capacity.
Yeah.
That's not gonna be an issue.
No,
But looking at expenses would. In future development, since that's an easy direction to go other than in the concert site. Would possibly looking at a well be an idea or
well, you know,
I mean, would it be cost effective or not?
so
what Bob can get you.
our pumping capacity is around 1,500 gallons with each well. We run those about 850 to 900 gallons a minute, so we've actually scaled back. We don't have any issues with water supply. It's just some areas are with elevation are pressure. So if we wanted an alternative for my booster station, we'd be considering a water tower.
Yeah. That'll be in your future someday.
And then that would be a split system because it would have to be due to physics. So.
All right, so you're not gonna have any, you'll have the utility improvements that's the only thing you're gonna have any requested action on out of those two things.
The traffic and the booster and then, again, we've been going back and forth with the park concept plan, and so that's pretty much nailed down now. We've had to expand a little bit for what, you know, some of the industrial folks are needed, so.
So then we're targeting, what are we targeting for a public meeting for that?
Would like to target that when baseball's out of season, so we're not scheduling that the evening of baseball games or practices, so.
Nice.
That's gonna be a big population that will show up. Want to make sure that they're provided the opportunity to provide some input.
Okay,
Yeah, definitely.
so we're shooting for fall.
August, September.
Fantastic.
As far as the lift station or the PID 5 area there, you know, it's punch list items and clean up and some minor things there.
Really coming along out there. Like I saw they put a park in out there by the latitude 45.
I didn't drive out there today.
Yeah, they got a park out there now already.
Is that right?
I don't know if the dog park's in there yet, but. It's for residents only. Sorry, Jan.
And then, you know. Winesap Prairie, they got pavement down there, that second list will go on presumably next year, you know. Get some houses built and things, so. That's kind of the highlights, I guess, of the multi-use trail, there's a pay application too that, you know, they continue to go hot and heavy on that. And that's working on a lot of the retaining walls and things right now.
Yeah, I get a lot of good feedback around that. People are really excited. I see some folks are using it already. Once we got the off-road vehicles, they're using it a little bit, the electric bikes.
And then, yeah, they did dig down and pond 100 there up in Pineville and determined that it's not adequately draining, and so there's gonna have to be a shift in the design. Push the water elsewhere so that, you know, we told them you know, we want this. We need this done by the end of August, you know,
Okay.
we gotta get this addressed.
Okay. A new design, so they're gonna have to just shed it elsewhere? Or-
Yeah, there's gonna be, you know, just some modifications to ponds and,
Okay, does that take DNR approval and stuff like
no,
that?
but we'll review whatever they propose.
So with that type of approval,
So we have adequate capacity down the stream, but it's, you know, it's one of those things, it's just.
so you,
How to pond it, you know, and how to pipe it, where to send it, make sure we, you know, we've got
those August,
proper documentation and modeling done, so we have that information.
yeah, so is August an aggressive timeline based on all of those approvals that need to be done? I don't wanna overpromise and.
No, it just needs to be done this year. Yeah, we just need a date, you know, to make sure action occurs, because
So you'll have. a
like Bob
plan.
says, it's kind of, you know, it's,
So you'll have so there is a plan now, or there is,
they're working on a plan,
we're working on a plan,
yeah,
semblance of a plan.
because they've, you know, they've done, you know, per our requirements or recommendations, they did the exploratory digging that was needed to see, okay, because they had old information that said, you know, they did some soils testing and they, based on the soils test, they said, you know, this will infiltrate fine. And it's simply not the case. So it's like, well, did they contaminate it during construction? You know, what's going on?
Guess it did rain a lot that year too, right? So there could have been a lot more runoff or something or something.
But, you know, it's, well, they, you know, what they do is they do soil borings and then they analyze the soil to see what the, you know, permeability is. And, based on the old, you know, permeability that they saw, you know, soils could change though, you know, from me to Amy. So, but based on what they saw, it should drain, it should have drained, but, we got out there with a backhoe, did some big test bits and, you know, looked at it that way.
So the idea is lower down the outlet and run it downstream.
Yeah, that's on them to figure out and that's their review. So. But yeah, conceptually, yeah. Yeah, the water table is what the water table is though, so you can't make bigger pond below the water table.
Does anyone else have any questions on any of the updates? Thank you, Chuck, for those updates. Those were thorough and detailed. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Right, then we're gonna move on to 5A, unfinished business. Kind of already touched on the benches already. Is there anything else in regards to discussion, possible recommendation for parks?
Other than what was put in my update, so.
We'll discuss that. I have an observation. I thought the scoreboard looked great down there. I was able to actually, it was weird actually knowing the score and not having to like ask somebody like, what's the score? You know, that one person who didn't have enough fun, that they could still keep track of what the score was. So that was nice. And Village Park, cleared out very nice down there. So that's my observations in regards to the park. I think there was a lot of pride, in the parks and, everyone in the village. It was a really great Pea Soup Days. So that's my comment on parks. Does anyone else have any, recommendations for parks? Improvements, anything going once? Okay. 5B. Discussion possible recommendation, River Hills drainage improvements. I apologize. I said I was gonna move that up. I apologize. So, do you have the proposals pulled up? You need to pull those up.
Okay.
That took those right there. Okay.
There's one, option one.
And which option did you guys? Two?
Zero.
Okay. Let's see. Two. Guess I don't know. What's the cost difference, just so you know?
About 40,000,
40,000, okay.
29 and 74.
All right, that's a significant difference. What's the difference between one and two, I guess, Cliff Notes version? I kind of looked at this, but I didn't really.
Two excavates out to the street with HDP storm sewer and that's the biggest difference. That's ultimately the big cost there, so. That sidewalk removal, curb and gutter, and then adding, additional infrastructure to carry that water to the street infrastructure that's there now.
It's more of a traditional stormwater infrastructure that you would see.
The alternative is running drain tile, neoplast drain basins in the rear yards and not going to the street is option one.
What's more robust, long-term? Some two.
Both work.
Is there a reason why you guys like two over one?
Because that was actually what was proposed to do in the yard north of us before it changed again.
Okay.
You guys had already approved that, to do that to neighbors. It's a little bit more cost because it's not connecting directly to the drain that was there. So, I mean, this is what, $5,000 more than what it was for last year
Okay,
to do. We're taking the drain on in our yard instead of the neighbor to the north of us.
got it. Okay. Thank you for providing that history. Appreciate it. I know we've looked at this many times. Appreciate your patience as we're getting this figured out.
So this started last year then.
Oh, sorry.
Started 4 years
I
ago.
was to say this is, since I've been on the board, we've been dealing with this and we have provided preventative measures to make sure that this kind of. Try and make sure this kind of stuff doesn't happen again as best we can. I don't, nothing's 100% right. But yeah, we have approved multiple plans and we have secured funding for this from I think we were withholding some stuff from the developer, so does anyone, I suppose,
So my question is this this fall in the warranty category? Or would this fall in kind of a warranty category
No,
for the developers? or-
no, we each have, so there's a grading plan that was approved for drainage purposes. When the homes were built, it was paramount that that grading plan was followed. It wasn't on all the homes, so we have some issues with water conveying to where it's supposed to. It's backing up in other spots. But also, we should have been, the village did not have an ordinance requiring as-built for the foundations of the homes. They were just doing a 2-to-1 basic code criteria when they were establishing the grades.
they just went out and looked at it
Right.
and that's all they. They were just like, doesn't slope away. That was it. That was the requirement.
Listen,
So,
We
Yeah.
fixed that, yeah.
so that's essentially what ended up happening.
And 4 different builders, I think between the 4 different lots. And then we've had multiple different proposals, multiple different people move in. People say they were gonna do it, back out. Yeah, there's been
Be good to get it over with for everybody's sake, homeowners especially because they've been dealing with it for a long time. This work slated to start in September, probably after Labor Day.
this year.
Yes.
So since I have the most experience on this one, I've kind of been around for this the most, I'm gonna make the motion to approve. Go for recommendation for Plan 2 of the proposed plans in the amount of $74,471. That is my motion.
One second.
First and second, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you.
Do you need us present at the board meeting?
I don't think it would hurt, but I mean,
I don't know if we're gonna put this on consent or if we're gonna.
I was just gonna ask,
Have a
consent or
conversation.
new?
I would like to put it on consent.
Yeah.
We've had enough discussion about this. I think we can, if any. The rest of the members have all been party to these conversations, so if they want to pull it off, they can pull it off. I'd like it on the consent, please.
If you wanna just maybe monitor it by Zoom, or I can let you know if it
Yeah.
really falls off of consent and they want this.
Yeah, cause I have a commitment, so I could zoom in, but I couldn't be present in the hall.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
And thanks for your patience on that.
Thank you.
You're all good. Easy.
Thank you, sir.
All right, next up. 6A. New public workshop. Thanks, guys.
Got finance?
What's that? Oh, we haven't talked about, do you wanna talk about the stop sign? No, I think. We can move it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will make the motion to move 6J up to, the next topic for discussion.
Second.
First and second, any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Curious. All right. Bob, what do you think?
We just had the developer include that, as a punch list item, so we'll give it a stop sign up there. We would like to look at it to make sure it just makes practical sense, and we're not having something down the line. Making a frustration for anybody that says, you know what, I'm stopping too much, because then it does tend to aggravate people, and
yeah,
all of a sudden you got cars going even faster. Because
Okay.
they're ticked off, so we'll look at it, but, we don't know if it was called out actually in the plans. So
Okay.
we'll look at that too. It might already be established. Street signs or speed limit signs, those will be installed to
okay. What is the speed limit? Is it 20?
65,
Makes
20.
sense what they're driving.
25,
Or 15, I don't even.
keep a radar under your all right. Yep.
Okay.
No.
Right.
Just bear in mind that the purpose of a stop sign isn't to control speed. It's generally only controls the speed the 200 feet before and the 200 feet after.
They live 200 feet after the stop sign.
So, so that's, you know, and then you do see that where people will actually speed up to gain time.
Mhm.
And they'll start, you know, if a stop sign doesn't make sense, they'll start rolling through them, and sometimes you can create even more of a dangerous situation too, and creating needless stops, you know, and there's environmental impacts as well too, so just all these things that you gotta consider, that
What I,
I understand and appreciate, but, you know, it's
Yeah.
gotta make sure it makes sense in that particular installation.
the other part that I will bring up is we have this comes up every ingress road on every neighborhood. And what we've done before is we're working with public safety is they'll put the trailer out there that'll monitor it and give us data back. It ends up being about 3 to 5% of the traffic is the speeders.
Yeah,
But then they would put it out for a little while and it would get a little bit better there. So it's kind of a cat and mouse game of that. But we can have that discussion with the chief as well to get
Okay.
one of those, trailers out there.
okay,
Test the
yeah,
speed.
that would be good.
That'd be a good short term.
A short term, yeah, and I am also, like I said, I'm curious, short term. How many of the speeders are construction workers? Like once some of this construction wraps, I don't know. Seems like a lot of families live back there, so I wouldn't imagine
There's a lot of contractors back there.
there are a lot of contractors back there right now. So I think that's the majority of them are flying through there, but
Yeah, and I think it's probably only gonna get worse, honestly,
I mean,
as it goes through and connects. I would think there's only gonna be more traffic.
right, I mean, exactly. I mean, it's just gonna keep getting worse and worse, so.
And I certainly will make a call to the developer and say, you know, you guys wanna be mindful when watch your crews.
Yeah.
speed. At least we have them going through the development the right way and not through someone's backyard.
Yeah.
So I have a quick, somebody mentioned three-way stops. Are we adding one stop sign that's already,
If it's the most practical thing, yeah, we'll take a look at it,
okay,
but we don't wanna create a worse situation, because sometimes adding another stop sign, like I said, aggravates people,
mm-hmm,
and now they're really peeling out. It's because they're upset. We don't wanna create that.
Yeah,
And so we just wanna take a look at it. And can you give me your name?
Amanda.
Amanda, okay.
Yep, oh, well, yeah, Oliver's.
And are you the first or
For
second?
the second house. Yep.
All right, I'll get some contact information from Brandon and send you an email, just let you know.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Unless you wanna stick around.
I might take
Luke,
out.
are you good? You wanna stick around?
Little man,
Yeah.
unappropriate dinner besides a granola bar.
Yeah. Oh, we appreciate you coming down.
Yeah, thank you
Uh,
for listening.
All right, we're going to move to, now I feel good. Sit around, we're moved to 6A, new public workshop. So I put this on the agenda, last week or the last month, and I wanted to get the discussion rolling on this because public safety and everyone's looking to get theirs, and we need to have a plan for public works. So Bob, I'm looking to you for a plan or at least square footage of what we need. And we can work to get a plan from there of what we need to do to get the square footage. And yeah, maybe what short-term and long-term looks like. I don't know if that's something Jim.
Well, we talked about, just doubling the face of the size of the shop, moving some garage doors around, but anything we do and touch is gonna be pretty expensive. That's just a matter of fact, but we've simply exhausted room, so we have the equipment sitting outside now. 1 ton sits outside because it takes up a lot of room, so it's kind of a sacrificial vehicle that goes outside because it takes up so much room. But that leaves exposed to elements and, we're gonna hailstorm tonight, it's probably gonna get whacked.
And I know we had a needs assessment that covered it. What did that one come back? $2 million?
Yeah, I'm confident that it'd come back cheaper. I think it was more than 2 million. But, we don't need any bells or whistles. We just need room. And that's really all we're looking for. More of a short-term fix because we get a plow truck, we don't have room for it. We need to hire somebody here. We don't have a spot for them to even sit in the shop. That's a matter of fact. So.
We could put a desk right in front of the window.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, or in front of the door. Yeah, it's a good spot.
We already have OSHA violations because we are blocking emergency exits with vehicles, can't get around, can't get out, so.
Okay, so I would like to, how do we keep this on track to come to finance in September with a number?
I would say at this point, we just go to a local contractor, Derek or Peterson Poe Building and get a price from them. Just get away from the architecture stuff on this for a short term. So just so we can get stuff inside.
The building currently, I've never been inside of it. Is it wood or steel?
Steel. Yeah, so.
I would recommend going down and checking it out.
I would, yeah.
You have a building on that site for our net, the building, you got plenty of room down there?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we have room.
We're gonna put it on the more west, which side you think it,
North.
north side?
That's gonna be just the most cost.
Go all the way up to the fence, you think?
No,
Not quite.
no, just doubling it. I don't remember exactly what our shop is, about 6,000 square feet.
Or take down that little crappy one, tear down that
Yes,
little
that
one
would
and
just go and. I don't know, there's a cement slab there now on that, so maybe we can incorporate that, but really what we're just looking for a short term fix, but it's still gonna be expensive. So
okay, I just wanna, I'm not,
that would be my suggestion, though, is go out to our local contractors, give us a bit of this.
okay, can Jim or Neil or Mike or Big Buddy handle that? So that's one less thing for you to have to take care of.
Yeah, I could talk to Jim about that.
I would ask that Jim lead the charge on that one and support him.
All right.
And let's figure out, let's get a cost. The goal is to go back to finance in September. And tell them what we want. Get done.
So I'm curious, we're talking about a short-term solution, a $2 million short-term solution. Is there a future longer-term idea? I mean, I don't understand the difference between.
Yeah, it'd be upgrading heating, it'd be upgrading windows, it'd be upgrading all kinds of things in there. That we just simply don't feel that we need to. Our garage doors are shot, our lighting fixtures are junk, our heat's way outdated. You'd really just have to come out of the shop, you might wanna have to talk a whole lot for you to understand, that shop was built in 1991.
Okay,
Our population in 1991 was about 900 people,
so you're talking about a new building and,
just adding on to the one we have.
okay, you're
Basically
gonna,
more cold storage. more-
and so that's my question, this is gonna be basically,
Footage. You just.
Cold storage.
At a later date.
Yep.
So the
So,
building will provide the footage. No need improvements inside the building later.
Eventually. Yeah, it's in pretty rough shape. And our budget, our costs, even though we keep budgeting more and more for repairs each year, we keep on exceeding those.
Mhm.
But that budget for repairs,
So building a new, basically bare building and then keeping the old building heating, so keep repairing that, is that the plan?
what we don't wanna do, which would be the most expensive, would be doing a brand new building on a
Yeah.
new slab. We got all kinds of, you got utility connections,
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
all
I
this.
get that.
stuff, site stuff. So basically extending the current heating system. The wiring is there, it's gonna feed, so we would obviously trust the contractor to extend that. So just taking our current footprint and expanding it.
Okay,
So it would just be removing that back wall, adding on the roof and the walls, cement, some drainage. A window, maybe we can, incorporate a couple other things, like resizing the office, maybe we move the office back there and
but would it be cold storage or not? You'd move, you'd
Sounds like
expand the heat.
full storage, no. No,
but the heating is just,
we might as well have the stuff outside if it's in corner.
Okay, so that's my question.
That's one of
but is the heat just like the?
It's just radiant
Like at
heat.
at the hockey rink.
Yep.
Yeah. They're just above in the ceiling.
So, maybe we put in floor heat on this one, that's, again, that's require a boiler, so. But we just need space, desperately need
Because
space.
it's not cold storage, I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's why I was,
Nothing that's gonna be an architecture digest, that's not gonna win any awards, it's just. room.
Are good with having Jim get on that?
yeah, I just was confused between the cold storage comment and then the expanding the heat.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that,
no, I was,
that's why I couldn't figure out.
Yeah. I didn't know what I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I would recommend for both y'all to get down there, or you could also watch the ride along video on YouTube where Todd and I went down and interviewed Jim and he talked about the nematodes and all kinds of stuff. I like it. Let's move forward. Let's get Jim and the gang on it. Get it rolling. Let me know if you don't think we can hit that date.
There's a date,
Yeah, I would like to present something for budgeting
September.
by September.
I'd stop listening by then,
Oh, okay.
sorry.
Good. Then you agreed to it. September.
Alright,
So and this is something, I mean, if it doesn't go to finance until September, it's not gonna get built for this year, I mean. So we're still gonna be in a leaving stuff outside mode for the winter upcoming. Okay,
But if you beat the goal, we can put it, oh, no, we don't have the money for it, right? We would have to
There isn't enough time
invest the budget
to get started now and,
next year. For real this time, though. I've been saying that a long time. 6B, identity theft prevention review.
Just a review that you need to basically update the date. For if our system got hacked, what's the steps that we would take?
Okay,
Contact our IT people,
okay, so we don't have to make anything on it, it's just,
no.
okay,
just the
reviewed.
date, yeah,
Yeah, all right, reviewed.
perfect.
Does anyone have any questions on the identity theft prevention? Okay, perfect. Next up, 6C, I added this one, removal of diseased trees plan. Well, that's pretty general, but,
well, but there's been some sort of somebody's gone around and looked at the bad trees, I mean, Donnie said something about it.
yeah, that's why this is done. Obviously, Donnie was telling me about the bad trees. What exact tree species is it that's got the wilt? Is it elm?
elm.
Oh,
Ash
yeah,
tree? No, This time it's ash trees.
This time it's ash trees.
Yes, so, every ash tree. That I hear of in Wisconsin's gonna die. So we have about 45 of them that are currently on it right away. So I would propose, an RFP. To have that work either occur this fall or next spring. Typically, these trees don't have leaves on them, so the contractor's not gonna be waiting for the tree. But there are some with trees, that leaves still that are gonna die.
Mhm.
So we're trying to time this out, to get as many as we can. It doesn't matter if they have leaves on them. We're just gonna take them if they're in the right of way. The, other alternative is there's a bunch of dead trees in people's private residence too, so we want to consider some type of a process for them to get a bid from whoever we award the proposal.
Yeah.
From, I think
Makes
that
sense.
might be a good idea because that eliminates a lot of mobilization when we're taking one there. So I think it's, good governance to say, well, this is a contractor that's coming in. If you have trees that if you want taken, here's an opportunity. Maybe they'll be more expensive because they don't want to do it. We always have contractors and people think, well, this is perfect time for me to pave my driveway. And then they show me how much it is and they said they don't want to do your driveway. That's why it's so expensive. So that could also happen, but I think it's that, I do have an RFP already ready to go. It includes stump grinding, disposal of all the trees, site restoration. Obviously, some minimum qualifications are insurance, some experience of removing trees, 5 years of experience in municipal tree removal. Having an arborist on staff, also good. While they're here, they can maybe identify some other things that, if there's an issue with this tree, we should take it. I just think that helps. I don't know of any grant money that's available for tree removal. There are grant dollars for planting trees. So that comes down to it, but
Are there any of them that would be considered a hazard and need to be removed before?
not that we've seen that we feel like Lane Belter had a situation.
Oh, yeah.
I had pretty significant sized branches coming down on top of the sidewalk. I see, one, it might hit a car and damage the car, but two, it might hit somebody and create a situation. So we did take that one.
Okay,
We'll monitor those, and if those do, when we do find one that's starting to kind of break, or look like it's gonna fall.
Okay.
We'll arrange in advance and have that tree taken.
perfect. I would say keep going with that criteria then, for the ones that need to be done quickly.
Okay. So I'll come back to committee when those are all done, but,
Perfect. Thank you. Next up, 6D, discussion possible recommendation, July meeting date change. Or just date changing it, not canceling it now, huh? We've got too much work,
Whatever you.
whatever we want, the committee wants. Bob, what do you think?
So what was the issue with canceling? Were you gonna be gone or?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in, Bear. And then
take a job on the side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a picture in front of it this time for sure. Have one for you next time. No, I gotta go talk to Chuck's boss.
You should. Come what a fine job.
Yeah. No, so I'm not gonna be here the 8th, so yeah, I can either miss it, you guys can run it. Or, we can skip it altogether because when's the village board is the 21st. So that's the other thing, is anything that would come for public works, we could put it on the regular village board. So my recommendation is either move to the 15th or cancel altogether.
Yeah, the only things I can guess that are gonna go on there are some task orders from MSA and pay requests for the multi-use drill. I don't know that we'll have anything else, and like I said, if it anticipates those two things, and primarily to the village board, has been done before, so.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion to cancel the July public works meeting. or recommend
Can we cancel?
possible recommendation.
The option of holding a meeting if we need to do some business.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We'll cancel with the option to, convene on July 15th,
Yeah,
if need be.
and if it's just the two wingmen that you have sitting at the table right now, then we can still meet.
Yeah, I can come in on the 15th.
You don't need to.
No, I'll be back I'll be back then.
Alright,
So I'll amend my motion to say that, cancel July. Public Works meeting with a contingency to hold it on the 15th. If something urgent arises that can't be, handled on George Board.
Okay,
So cancel the 8th, 15th if needed. I'll second it.
First and second, any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. Recommendation carries. Thank you. Next up, discussion, possible recommendation, Newman Farms, initial traffic review memorandum task order.
Yeah, so like I alluded to earlier, the DOT will have some say in what the intersection is to look like. Is there gonna be bypass turn lanes, a dedicated right turn lane, that sort of thing? Something more, and they really need to understand before they can direct us what the village will need now and what the village will need in the future is how this thing is gonna be phased. And so we have to talk through, you know, what development do we expect to occur when are the roads gonna connect? How much traffic is gonna go out each way? And so there's all these just unknowns. It's gonna take quite a bit of input from staff as well, to kind of help us figure this out. You know, there's a lot of unknowns. You know, we've got land within the Newman Farms development, you know, slated for commercial. You know, and that could be anything from, you know, heavy traffic users like McDonald's, or, you know, and then you have industrials, you know, heavy trucks and those types of movements and stuff. So there's lots to figure out, lots of input, and, you know, this is initial review to get something in their hands with the WISDOT within the next month. So we keep things moving.
Do they, does they require on us to come up with a plan to present to them?
Yes,
They don't, they're gonna make recommendations then from our expenses put in.
if I understand your question properly, they say an initial review memorandum has to be done now,
Right.
and then they'll analyze it, but whatever improvements are made in the future, that's on your dime.
Mhm.
Do you think we're gonna have a roundabout on 35 there ever?
well, that's what we want to establish, if there's gonna be a measure that's gonna be super expensive, so we can at least identify that, because that's a huge expense, and then also get that in advance to look for some funding.
Cause you can take
Some
it out
grant.
of TID then or state.
DOT does have some pretty attractive and helpful grants that would help. There's also the economic generator that could also be applied to this. So there's a few things, but that's why I'm trying to rush this a little bit, not
Okay.
rush it, but get it established, because as soon as we can get something established of, you're definitely gonna need a roundabout, that's gonna be $2.5 million. And as we get that identified, we can start, you know, submitting that, you know, grant, and you don't win the first time, you do it again and then do it again, and you hope you finally get some funding for it, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where we're gonna end up. What is the total amount?
5,000?
All right, I'd entertain a motion for a dollar amount if,
Cheapest one you're gonna see.
the committee.
I'll move to accept the, as submitted. And $5,000 amount, is that,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Got a first,
In a second.
got a second, any further discussion? All those in favor,
So-
sorry.
So. I realize we're gonna slow traffic down out there. So I'd like to see is even as we slow the traffic down, but to go. Farther north, up towards Manchester, to slow them down. I mean, is that a possibility with the state and their,
Well, it's their road and kind of their call, so.
right,
Yeah,
We've asked for two separate speed studies on Churchill
Yeah,
at 35 to reduce that 35, the 30 and the 45. They both came back and said, no, the speed's good.
they said no.
So it's at their discretion. And DOT is very reactionary. There are gonna be accidents. Unfortunately, it needs to be deaths for them to provide data.
We should bring them over to us. I come out of mass every morning at 7:30 on Sunday. They should stand there and watch them fall right through the people. I mean, it's. And now the signs and stuff.
You can be the sacrificial data.
Well, give me another 10 years. maybe.
Okay.
But I mean, it is ridiculous. We should bring them, not one. What?
Don't disagree, but any further comment on, in regards to the agenda item?
No, my comment would be just on the speed and how we get it out.
Agreed, 100%. First and second, on the table, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thanks for bringing this forward, getting ahead of it. Bless you. Next up, 6F, discussion possible recommendation, Newman Farms Water Booster Station Task Order.
Yeah, and so this one too, just to keep things moving at a good pace here. We need some sophisticated modeling completed so we can demonstrate to the DNR. We also have some unknowns about where the best place to put it is. You know, that the modeling will help us answer, you know, where we can and we can't put it. And input for staff to where the best locations may or may not be, so.
And you don't anticipate this having any negative, you don't anticipate this taking away any acreage from the park complex, right?
I mean,
That,
what they need at a minimum is 50 by 50. Right? Ideally, they'd like 100 by 100, a little more elbow room, but I mean, it's a pretty small footprint. You know, fairly small building. So.
Closer to the tower or I'm assuming come out of the tower of the industrial park.
Yeah, well, you just put it, boost up the pressure wherever you want the pressure boosted. Right? So yeah, that's, you know, there's enough water pressure there now for the residential presumably. But as we get into the industrial sort of uses and everything else, they're gonna need more pressure. And even it's not ideal for the residents either, you know, when you start getting in that
well, you're gonna,
40 PSI range, you know, 60 is a lot better than 40.
I was gonna say, you're figuring you're gonna be running, 35, 40.
Yeah, so that's bare minimum.
Just barely past it.
Yeah, that's,
The worst thing that could happen is we have a sizable building or commercial or anything. And they don't give them occupancy because they can't meet fire protection.
Oh, is this come on a TID one for this?
Come out of the TID, but also as the water into the so. It's water related,
Comes out of water.
yes, but TID does cover wherever TID serves. So if Rolite serves the district, all the money comes out of the district. If it goes and helps other parts of the village, kind of like the wastewater plant. Wastewater plant's somewhat TID eligible because it treats, so a little bit,
So it'll cover some of that 10 grand.
yes.
Sure. We'll take some. Some's better than none. And we have that's budgeted, we'll find that. No, it's not, but we'll find it.
It is technically budgeted because I haven't identified our 5-year plan.
Okay, perfect, okay. So that just means, even though it wasn't budgeted specifically, there's some funding for it. Okay,
It's identified by my water budgets.
good, perfect. Well, glad to hear that. All right, I'll entertain a motion if anyone, nobody's got any more questions. Needs any further clarifications?
I'll move to adapt the pressure study for the Newman Farms area as presented. For the $10,000.
Fantastic. Got first or second,
I'll second it.
first and second, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed nay. Motion carries.
You want those on the consent?
That should-
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be considered.
That should be consent, should be easy enough. Donnie wants her off there, he'll pull her off. Probably listening right now. Is he on? No, okay, he'll watch it. Okay, next up, 6G. Discussion possible recommendation, multi-use trail pay app number 2.
So this pay app is for $353,655.56. And it's primarily erosion control and then trail building. You know, the excavation, the borrow and some placement of gravity.
Due for completion, mid-September, what I hear.
We call it completion date, is that
September, mid-September. Substantial completions in September.
With
No rain, they can tend to get a little bit ahead of themselves, all except for the right now.
That shouldn't be too bad. We need it.
So September,
So is that, will people to be able to ride on portions of it or? For then, or is that everything done or?
substantial completion of, you know, everything will be paid at substantial completion.
So it's just mulches and
restoration.
Yeah.
people are gonna be on it before it's done, I hear. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Perfect, well, we got a motion on the pay app.
Make a motion to, pay the bill as presented. To the point of vote now.
The amount of,
I can't read that. from there.
I can hardly read it,
353, 655, 6.
right?
Second,
First and second, any further comment? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, opposed nay. Motion carries. Do you want, we'll put that on the consent too, put it on the consent.
it's not gonna be.
Next up, 6H, discussion possible recommendation, annual banner placement. I requested this go on behest of the Caleb Garn, member of the Champions. It looks like the banners are already up. But the Champions are looking to coordinate in whatever fashion to make sure we have some sort of plan for putting those up. I know in the past we used somebody just kind of did it as a favor, one-time thing, more or less. So Bob, have you had any discussions with the Champions? What's your understanding with the banner placements?
That they are, we're happy that they're putting them up, taking them down.
The Champions is handling it. That's the understanding that we have right now, and we're happy with that
I
agreement.
don't know if they're happy with it, but,
If they're,
there's certain times I'm gonna say, no. We're gonna say no, and I feel that right now is a time we have to say no. These new initiatives I think are great, but it costs the department a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it costs us money, so. The grassroots initiatives should be vetted out a lot more than they are by the local government. Not saying that anybody did anything wrong, but it's the comments made that, well, it's not gonna impact public works at all. It impacts us. It takes my time up. It takes the guys' time up. It's timely. Things need to be done today, and it just it's added a lot of work.
Got it.
And a lot of, my guys there's not any moss growing underneath their feet right now. We're busy. And then just slowly adding all these new things and little things here. It's like, okay, when are we gonna finally just get back to public work stuff and, not worry about banners?
Yeah, understood.
So,
So I think the ask was they have banners that go up. What is the schedule of the banners?
Memorial Day to Veterans Day.
And then they,
They talked about rotating them out, every month, and it's just, if they wanna do that. Don't rely on us for that.
I think-
Liability. Them. Hanging them in.
Probably. I mean, there's liability with everything. So,
all right, my recommendation for this is, Caleb asked to have this put on here.
Well, somebody from the champion should have come in to make a pitch of some kind that we would formally say we can't do it, or is there anything we can do? It's sort of vague at this point.
Yeah, that's somehow.
we supply it.
So, Caleb. So I guess I will reach out to him and let him know if he wants to. I'm not gonna, there's nothing to put forward as a recommendation, so I'm going to, what I'll do is I'll reach out to Caleb and I'll say if he needs a second to get this on the village board agenda and have more detail, I'll support that outside of this. But based on the fact, Bob's feedback and the fact that we don't really have anything to recommend, I am going to motion that we, do nothing.
Do nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I have no motion. My
No
motion,
action. Yep.
take no action is my recommendation. We have to vote on that? No, okay. We're taking no action. Thank you for that candid input, Bob. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
6I. Discussion possible recommendation, Main Street Mill and overlay quote Monarch paving. Should have got this in our packet, just for a little bit of history on this one. We were going to do the temporary measures and do some of that spray over the top. Some things happened where that didn't occur. Seems that fortune was smiling upon us, that we didn't waste that money. And as a result, that's the history and how we ended up with deciding that we were just gonna replace the whole thing. And Bob, I'll let you take it from there.
So Main Street was reconstructed in 2005, so that road is 21 years on it. So average life is about 20 years for road. Probably less with the traffic goes that sees every day. So it's held up well, but right now we are losing the battle in the spring. There's obviously some spots where some bindings come up where our drainage, Dave has talked to me a little about some of the catch basins, but we've had some like shifting of pavement and the spray over, filling in those cracks, the AMZs. It's just become a very rough road. And one of the pieces is, when you get past the cemetery by the bank, the road will just shift and all the water sheds across that. And it's a poor engineering design and the traditional, crown would have been probably save that road a little bit, but now we got all those superficial cracks. You get water that run. And then it just opens those things up. And if anybody's seen that in the last couple of winters, that's why those microsilling, we went. Oh, this thing would have just been terrible. So that was like $110,000 cost, so. Going back to doing the traditional mill and overlay. We just set up that's gonna give us the best product for our longevity on that. That instead of being 1.5 inches is scaled to be 2 inch. I did say, would you recommend 2? And he said, absolutely. So we'll mill off and replace that with 2. That'll include striping. I'll also talk to that striping contractor because we have several needs for center striping in town, to be included as basically an addendum to that project. But while they're here, we'll just have them touch that, and that'll, right now, Monarch's schedule with us is in September.
Probably right around the same time the trail's being done, I'd imagine.
Probably.
What's the difference between what's the delta on a 1 and 2 inches? The cost,
Not much.
how much of it?
Maybe $20,000.
Oh, yeah. Make it quicker.
Yeah. You don't wanna go too much.
Is this gonna remove any of those partitions that are in the middle of the road, or
No,
is all that stuff just staying? So this is just replacing what's there?
yes. From the bridge to the first driveway in the rendezvous. So this intersection will stay open.
You go thicker than two.
From the bridge, right at where it butts up to the bridge at the top of the liquor store,
Yes.
right there, all the way down to,
All the way, well, with some, some advancements into the side streets. So want a clean double,
so basically bridge to bridge, is that what you're saying?
not bridge to just west of Main
New
Street.
pavement is placed.
So if you remember when we did when the bridges shut down, we had this all dug up, tore up, and I had them paved back far enough to leave this intersection open. So
And now it'll be open now.
it'll be open.
That's a good idea.
Two's kind of the sweet spot too, because if you were going any thicker than two,
Yeah.
then you got two lifts. And then quite a bit more cost.
2 lifts, I don't understand.
Two lifts, so you'd have to do it like
Oh, 2 different layers.
two different layers,
Oh, okay,
because of to be able to compact it
Yeah.
properly and
got
things,
it.
so.
I always lay concrete at 4 inches. Just all on lips. Okay. How, hey Bob, you know what my next
I
question.
did talk to Andrea, she said she was, it needs it. We would short-term borrow for it. And this kind of was identified last year too, so. It's not coming up as a surprise to her, but I said, I know that you would like. To know where costs are coming from. And she said, we can short-term borrow for this.
That would come out of streets.
That would come out of the bank.
Well, I know that, but really, it would be paid back out of the general then, or?
The loan just goes as a short-term debt obligation, it's just going to First National Community Bank. And asking them for funds,
Right, yeah, but then we would pay it back.
writing it off in 5 years and versus how long, 20-year.
You were thinking 5-year term, probably.
So I'm curious, with the property, the Sutherland property, there's gonna be a lot of truck, lots and is there a timing issue with any of this?
No, the only thing, is we would wanna improve the utilities going into Sutherland before. Because right now it has 3 1-inch copper services, and if redeveloping that would be on a commercial scale, we'd wanna make sure that we had an input sized water. Sewer main, because there's a bunch of different ones happening and abandoned those, so that'll be a proposal once I have a better idea of what our redevelopment's going to be there. But we do have somebody interested, so we're looking at some different concepts, so that'll determine where that's gonna go.
Exciting.
So we'll so those things don't,
But construction wise, it's not gonna
okay,
beat the street up that bad. I mean,
They could always sneak up behind Rendezvous too, I guess.
okay.
and we do have damage deposits, and we have. Contingencies or something like that just happening.
So it's the only thing I could think of that's gonna be going on there that might,
All right, well, we've got a proposal, we got a plan to pay for it. What's our pleasure?
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the Monarch proposal with the dollar amount that I can't read.
193,500. 92,500.
$192,500 something. Motion to accept it as presented at that dollar amount.
Second.
First and a second, any further discussion? All's in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Alright,
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Let's put that. That shouldn't be on the consent agenda. I don't think we'll pull that one up.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that one. All right, see you, Chuck. I'll see you down at Baraboo when I meet with your boss.
Stop in.
I'm gonna take a picture in front of there this time.
Yeah, well, you're, yeah, based on Berkeley, are
My boss is a Baraboo though.
you? Yeah,
Yeah. No, we are, the company is.
okay.
Yeah, that's where they started.
Right next to the circus.
We replaced the circus.
I see.
Okay, so we, see Chuck, so we already covered 6J, we're on 7, Public Works Department report.
We already talked about some of this in this report, so.
Yeah, the update on the generator, when you. That's not causing any issues, right, generator?
No, it worked, it just got, you know, that purging, so I just wanna get that fixed.
This thing's coming along with that nice person down at the DNR. Coming along, you're submitting everything, they're having difficulties with.
Yes, we finally have. Amy was very helpful, very thankful that she kind of just took the stuff. And,
The mediator, de-escalator.
it was just a lot of confusion.
Sorting things out.
Perfect. Thank you, Amy.
And we weren't the ones really that confused. It was like, what do we need to do? And the EPA was like, oh, I'm not sure. We gotta check with the DNR. And
Yeah,
DNR was like, well, we gotta check with the EPA.
Just a,
a lot of follow up,
okay,
back and forth,
So a notice will go out in the consumer,
confidence report.
this report, it'll be a violation warning or notification
Yeah.
about lead. Just so you know, we don't have any lead.
yeah, just to be clear, we have no lead pipes,
We do not.
quote me. Quoted. Looks like you're dealing with the, the stuff going on down at Larry Forest. I appreciate you staying on top of that and keeping engaged with the
Yep.
athletic director and stuff. We don't want those folks that live around there coming down here.
No, definitely not.
You talk me back to,
What's that?
they're the ones, they're also the ones that are.
Oh, Impact.
Equipment and wrapping up there.
What's impact?
It's that,
ISA.
Oh,
Oh,
I
let's
see.
say,
I'm not using the,
They don't got stuff up there.
should they? There. Okay,
Good to know.
I assume. So,
alright.
but I think if you would just get the message out to them.
Trail down from the river. Almost got that knocked out before pea soup days. I saw people walking down there anyways. People were loving it down there. I think it looks great. Just. The word that comes to my mind when I go down there and how far things have come since I've started the work that you guys, just how much you guys have done is just pride. I'm proud. I'm proud of the work that goes on there. Like. Just really good work. Come a long ways.
Yeah, Mark was the main. Contributor to that, Jim helped. Got the prisoners in to do some work. That was
Is that a joke or you for real? Oh, okay, all right. Sometimes I can't tell.
good. Make sure they weren't taken off the car.
Yeah, you got the lights put in, so that's good. That all went well, the handoff with Donnie and all that stuff.
Just fine.
Perfect. Pea soup days, I thought was great. Definitely thought the fireworks were awesome. I did get some feedback on the parade route from the wedding venue owner at the north end of town. And there was some,
I did too,
go figure.
2 different stories, but
Yeah. We'll have to, maybe we'll get together after and see if we can put a third together. So we may have to take that feedback back to safety. See what comes of that.
Well, and sportsman's complaining too, so Is that just gonna be a moving target every year?
You're not gonna make everyone happy.
Yeah.
I think the main reason they wanted to move it up there was because it never dispersed well. And also the detour wasn't that great. The detour was like going behind the school, and that's where everyone would like disperse and get together, so it's kind of dangerous in that regards.
Well, it's interesting that there was a website, I think from the chamber, that was not updated, and so I drove somebody out to the schools thinking that that's where he was supposed to be. And then people were there, no, this isn't where, so I had to drive him back, so somewhere we didn't have good communication, sort of public communication.
If only there was someone who was on the village board and on the chamber. If only. Caleb. Yeah, we definitely could then dot those i's, cross those t's there. I thought the judges did a really good job though. We had great judges.
Well, it'd be nice if we get better action on our own website, that would be a place to go for the actual current update for things like that. And there is some discussion about trying to get somebody to be doing better work on the villages.
But that would be,
I
like,
think
that's
most,
the chamber and the Lions that do the,
yeah, the
all that
village
stuff.
does is like hands off pretty much when it comes to.
Well, once they
these
get,
things.
if they get something done, that would be, where are people gonna
Who's
go
they?
to? The chamber where are people gonna look for information about Pea Soup Days? Are they gonna think to go to the chamber, or are they gonna go to the champions? Would they think to go to the village? I mean, we went to the chamber and it was wrong. So it was just a problem, and I don't know how much,
That's who we get our information from, that's the problem, we would think with their information, if their information was wrong, it would have been wrong in our spot.
well, and the chamber's linked, I mean, there is a link on the website to the chamber. So,
right, and so then when we went to the chamber, it was wrong, so.
but that's, I mean, the chamber's their own.
Yeah, I just don't know how much, I don't know where individuals would go to look for that information. Gee, it's Pea Soup Day in the village. Anyway, it's a problem, maybe.
Yeah, I think, well, so Dave Brock usually is the one who submits the application. Is he even is he on the board of the chamber?
No, there is a piece.
It's the Lions
of his website, if you Google it, it'll bring you to it. I don't know that the information was, I didn't look at it, but
Right,
Dave references it in his little video that
His
he did.
video, yeah.
Frenchy.
So I think maybe that's a good thing we can bring up next year when we approve the parade, and maybe we just have a Pea Soup Days meeting where we bring all those in, like have an agenda item to it.
especially if they're gonna change the parade route again, I mean, there's some,
I mean, there was discussion around all that, right? We all sat, and
Yeah.
approved it.
but now it's gonna change again, probably next year, maybe, depending on how vociferously we get, complaints about this year's plan, so.
Yeah, I think ultimately, you're right, the chief works on bringing that forward to us, and then we bring that to the board and we all approve it, so. I would think the chief would have to be, a big part of a lot of those discussions, so. But I agree, yeah, there's always better room for
But
better
you also need to
communication.
take into consideration that the reason that the parade route was moved. Which I don't even like talking about the parade route, cause I don't like parades, is that the detour was going behind the school. It just left an entire entity of the school and the village up for liability if there was an accident there. And it wasn't if, it was when something was gonna happen, because as they built onto that fine art studio, you lost even more.
Mhm.
And you got a blind, you're coming in and around that corner blind. I'm like, are you kidding me? There's gonna be an accident here. Someone's gonna get hurt. There's gonna be our liability, the school's liability. It's gonna come back to Joel and me. Why did you not inform the village that this thing should be moved? So I'll take a complaint any day from the sportsmen. I'll take a complaint from somebody that didn't know about it, but the reason we did it was we were being proactive, knowing that we're gonna have an accident, and like I said, I'll take a complaint and deal with that. I don't know that Ed lost any, business because of it.
I'm sure we're a lot of people in front of his.
Yeah.
bar. A lot of-
But, maybe we communicate that out better to people. And
Okay.
that's the way he can put some input in it. Maybe that's fine. Parades always try to go in front of the main street, and it's typically where they're held. So,
We're from good intentions, right?
Yeah. What I would suggest is, all the complaints or likes, dislikes, but at least do a debrief on the parade. And get everybody, participants that are involved with setting it up, so they're hearing this kind of conversation. So at least they know it's fresh in their mind from this year, and then going into next year, but they've got a whole year to plan instead of coming into it next spring
Mhm.
and putting the parade on. And there should be some discussion now with,
and that is the plan. Yeah.
right, to just get it going, because I agree with Bob on the conditions up at the school.
Yeah, it's not safe, yeah.
No. So,
But someone's gonna complain all the time, no matter what, right? It's public service, right? I think the other, I don't see this trail lights installed. You don't have on here that you installed the scoreboard.
I did last time.
Yeah, last time. Yeah, it's on there. It looked great.
If you had reviewed the minutes, you would have signed that.
I don't have to approve them. And then, Pea Soup Day is well attended. I think everyone enjoyed it. The one thing that I am going to bring up, and that is also, I'm gonna echo the point on here, was that the bathrooms were found in a very unsanitary condition. And I am, based on what we found, I wanted to show the photos, but some folks said that wasn't, decent. But I think they should be locked up. I don't think we should have access to the bathrooms. I think we should buy a couple more porta potties, or whoever runs this should get a few more porta potties, because I don't think it's right that our folks anyone has to clean that up, let alone our folks. Especially after they do such a bang up job getting everything ready and getting that sign installed and getting everything, the parks ready, and that's how we thank them. I think it's just shameful. So I want them locked. I want the bathrooms locked next year. That's what I wanna see. And if anyone wants to see the pictures after the meeting, I'd be happy to show you the pictures. If anyone wants to complain about it next year, I'd be happy to show them the pictures as well. So. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
yeah, but even the porta potties get pretty nasty.
Well, that's fine, but the porta potty guys can clean that up. They can have, our guys aren't gonna, I'll show you the pictures.
No,
Did you see them?
no, I've not seen those
Okay.
pictures, but I've seen through tournament times and a lot of sporting events out of 45 years
Yep.
that, municipalities that aren't paying attention or overlook it to save a budget money, somebody's gotta be in charge of cleaning them up. So I will just recommend one thing is I'm gonna recommend when we get to the park up here. Out in Chaska, we saw a park that's all a tip up building. And it's all like Trex deck, partition panels and everything. They go in there with a garden hose
Pressure
and
washer.
spray it all down 2 or 3 times through the day. And they run fans in there and I was pretty impressed, but it was clean.
Yeah,
But I've been in arenas where on a Sunday afternoon in the late end of a tournament where. I mean,
I've been to some of those too.
it was pretty, and a pretty affluent community.
Yeah, so I used to work at Holiday when we used to have Ozfest and X Fest and stuff like that, and I used to have to clean those bathrooms when they were still open to the public.
Yeah.
Our solution was to get porta potties, and it seemed to work pretty well. The guys just came and picked up the porta potties and they didn't have to deal with the mess. To have amenities, I think you need to treat those amenities right. I don't think there's any cleaning schedule that would have helped with the stuff that I was seeing. So I would like to see them
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah, but even reported by, we could close them down.
That's for Rasker or someone else can
Right.
deal with that. So. Appreciate the comment on that, the discussion around it, but, yeah, kind of shameful. All right, what's our? Everything looks good on there, Public Works, Water, Sewer and Parks bills, what's our pleasure on the bills? We're gonna pay them.
Yep,
Got a motion to,
motion to pay the public works, water, sewer and parks bills as submitted.
right? A motion,
I'll second.
a first and second, any further discussion? All those in favor of paying the bills, say aye. Aye, opposed nay. Let's pay them bills. Any future agenda items? Okay, Jim, anything you'd like to see on there? Perfect, cause we're not having a meeting next month. All right, perfect, now we just need one last motion, we'll get out of
You
here.
adjourn.
Second,
First and second, any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All
Aye.
opposed, nay. We are adjourned. 6:59. Show you guys. Efficient meeting.